Guys, this is Gun226 bringing you a mini multi-tool review. I picked this guy up at Walmart. So why did I buy this? Well, I bought this so I would have a little multi-tool. I bought a couple of them actually. One of them's going to ride in my toolbox, one of them's going to ride in my fishing tackle box, and one of them's going to probably ride in my truck, just so I have a little multi-tool all the time with me. I usually do have my Juice S2 on me, my EDC, so I usually have something with me at all times anyway. But just to be ensure I'm prepared, I'm probably gonna put one of these in my USK as well. But I do have some other multi-tools that I'm going to compare them to here, mini multi-tools that maybe are higher quality for not much more money. Anyway, let's start out with the what kind of metal this is. Not really sure. It feels pretty cheap. The outside of this is probably some kind of I would hate to say tin, but it's pretty cheap. It's pretty thin on the outer walls. Maybe it's some kind of aluminum potentially. Highly doubt it's steel, but maybe it could be. Hard to say. Let's go through some of the tools. Here it's a little bit stiff and hard to open. I tried to adjust these Torx heads, but didn't really have much success. Thing was ready to fall apart as soon as I started loosening them. So that's not really good. Some of the tools that are in here, you get a little pair of scissors, which is kind of nice. Well, let me mount another criticism right off the bat here. When you pull one tool out, more than one usually comes out. You can see here that they did try to, if you can see this, they tried to put little washers between the tools, but they're really kind of ineffective. So I'm not really impressed. Here's a little pair of scissors. They're not too bad. They do cut paper. Do a little cut test, I guess. So they cut paper pretty well. I'm fairly impressed with these scissors. That's one of the big selling points on this tool, is it actually has scissors and pliers. There's not a lot of other multi-tools out there. Sorry about that. I have to edit that out maybe. Not a lot of other multi-tools out there that have both scissors and pliers that have the small form factor. So this is one of the reasons why I was somewhat impressed with this tool right off the bat. Here is a can opener, and maybe like an awl or like a little screwdriver, but the screwdriver, if that's the screwdriver, it's pretty pathetic. Haven't used this in a can opener capacity, so I can't really talk to that too much. Here you got a big gap for the pliers to fit in. And next tool we have here is a little Phillips head. Phillips head isn't bad. It's very small, so it's not going to be able to fit the bigger Phillips heads very easily. It probably won't work at all. Here's the blade. It's a little blade. See how big that blade is, I guess. Let's take a look. Sorry about that. Blade is about 1.5 inches or so. So it's not a terrible size. Terribly too small for a mini multi-tool, I guess. Let's do a little bit of cutting on it. See how it works. I mean, it felt kind of dull, so I wouldn't expect it to cut real well. I mean, it's pretty dull right out of the box. I mean, it's not super sharp. It could be used could be touched up. I'm not really impressed with the. If you can see, let this focus. The relief edge is really small on this guy, so that could be why the sharpness is taking a hit here. I probably need to grind that back, give it a bigger relief edge, so it comes down to a sharper point, which could be the problem. You can see the spine of this guy is a little bit thick, and it's a thin blade, so the relief edge probably needs to be backed off. Is my guess is why we're having problems with it. See, there's a little fingernail, and see, this is kind of dicey, trying to open this and close this when they both want to move together, and that's not really preferred, especially when you're working with blades, especially if it was sharp. Got a little saw. The saw is fairly sharp, pretty nice. I don't know if we want to do a cut test with that or not. I don't think I'd be using this for any kind of really woodworking, maybe just some fine work or something. Not really sure. Anyway, that's all the tools that it has, so they're pretty minimal. Here we can see the pliers. Let this focus. The pliers come together well. No issues. I mean, you can see definitely there's a space between the pliers, so it's not really good for fine work, but if you're just trying to grab some coarse stuff, it would probably work okay. Here are some wire cutters right here. Typically we see the wire cutters back further in the multi-tool, more towards the pivot, but in this case they elected to put them out further for some reason. Not really sure why. You can see some workmanship issues here if the camera wants to focus. You can see right there, you got some workmanship problem right there. It's overall not an impressive multi-tool for what you get for it. You could put it on a keychain potentially. Overall, it's not a bad multi-tool. The main selling point for me was it has scissors as well as little pliers. It's probably not ultra durable over the long term, but for short little jobs and for like a backup mini tool, I think it'll do just fine. Oh yeah, sorry about that. My battery gave out on me again. I guess I'm not really too impressed with these batteries. Like I was saying, it's only $5 at Walmart. It's a relatively high value if you need a backup or whatever for your mini multi-tools. Now this is the Gerber Vice. It is much better offering. The pliers are much more sturdy. They got a spring opening, which these don't really offer. They're just manual. So in some situations I prefer actually just this, but most of the time I prefer with a little spring in there, manual spring opening. The other thing that I really prefer is all the tools run the external to the pliers on these guys, which is really nice. Some of the other options that are out there, you get the Gerber shortcut, and this is on the inside. It's got scissors, so these are really nice scissors. But it doesn't have pliers. It's either scissors or pliers. Same thing goes for pretty much all the Leathermans. I think there's one new Leatherman out there. I think they call it the PS4, and it has both the pliers as well as the scissors. But I've heard some workmanship and quality issues with those, so I might get one of those and just check it out. Here is the pliers version. It's the Gerber clutch. Basically, these tools are identical in every way. The clutch and the shortcut, they're pretty much identical. All the tools are the same except one has the scissors and one has the pliers. And here's the Gerber Vice, which has a little bit different tool set, but yet it's another option. You also have the Leatherman series and various other ones. I have actually a mini tool from Cabela's that has a light on it and some other tools on the inner part, but it's actually worse off than this Berkley. and it was also $5 from Cabela's. I wouldn't really recommend that one either. But if you need something small, just for a backup, it's only $5 compared to these other ones, are between $12 and $15 for the higher quality Gerbers that I kind of like more than the Leathermans at this point. The Berkley's a good option for you. If you only have $5 to spend, or if you want to buy like 3 of them for the price of one of these guys, and you have them for your tackle box, or just leave in your truck or in your USK, this is a great option. Anyway, that's all I have for now. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And that's all. Thanks for watching.